Hello, church. I hope you all are having a great week. We are approaching week 3 of November, and I'm actually uploading a devotional for once this month. So it's been taking a couple weeks off. As you know, I got married at the beginning of the month, and so just with everything being very busy with that, kind of took a couple weeks off there. But now we're back, and we're going to be starting Proverbs chapter 6. So we're going to be going verses 1 through 8. 1 through 11, and we are going to be looking at some warnings against folly. And what we looked at in previous chapters is talking about getting wisdom. There's a warning against adultery, talking about just laying the ground rules for wisdom and how to get it and why we should be seeking it. And so now, especially after chapter 5, we're really getting into the meat of what constitutes wisdom. And more importantly, wisdom about various topics. So we've already looked at a little bit of wisdom concerning adultery and how to stay away from it. And now we're looking at warnings against folly. And so these verses that we're going to be looking at today mainly deal with trust and responsibility and how those two go hand in hand and how to watch out for people that are untrustworthy or are not responsible, and also how to avoid being one of those yourself. So just going to go ahead and start with verse 1. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you say. So do this, my son, to free yourself. Since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands, go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Now I do want to clarify, despite the harsh language of this passage, I do not believe that in any way is the writer saying that we should never have any rest and that should be work from sun up till sundown. Because as we see in one of the very first chapters of the Bible, we see the Lord commend having a day of rest, having a Sabbath. He sets the example himself. And in Exodus, what we're going to be looking at here in a few months is the Ten Commandments and how we are to honor the Sabbath and keep it holy, having a day of rest. And so what I believe when we look at this passage, what we can look at and what we can see and what we can learn is that we need to be responsible with ourselves, with our time, with our finances. And we need to make sure that if we are going to be asking for help from somebody, if we are going to be accepting help from somebody, that we shouldn't just abuse that. That when we accept help from somebody, when we indenture ourselves, when we are in debt, we should be working to pay off that debt so that way we no longer have a debt, so that way that person no longer has any semblance of control over our lives. And again, this in no way means that if you have $5 somebody, you can't sleep until you pay them back. It means that we should hold ourselves responsible for what resources we borrow from other people. And it's talking about how go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. This doesn't mean bang pots and pans outside your neighbor's home to keep them awake at night. It means that you're not going to give them the chance to call you out on not paying back your debt. You're going to get it done as quickly as possible and immediately give it to them on time. And by doing this, you will be wise because you're not allowing somebody else to be in control. Just like the ant, it has no commander, no overseer or ruler, nor does it owe itself to anybody else. And so just as we should be able to function properly and be able to work hard without having a overseer cracking the whip on us, in the same way, if we are going to borrow from somebody, we need to be diligent, we need to be responsible, and we need to be truthful. We need to be truthful about ourselves and how hard we're working, and we need to be truthful about what we owe. And but when we are truthful, then we'll be responsible. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you on Sunday.